So I made these from Llama 3. Oh my, hold on, see. Cringe. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. So this is Blippi. Have to enemies in front. What are you saying? No, all the time. They've been knocking at your door. You gotta get flesh out all places. Oh. Did we? No, I think I did it. Okay, I did that. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So yeah, I didn't do it. Sorry. Let's do it. Oh wait, hold on. Because I have been playing this playlist, so it's gonna end soon. But, oh wait, I was supposed to do. Hold on. Because I was doing it offline with playlists. Yeah. Come on. Give me. Okay, so DMCA, Twitch friendly, but then, yeah, here we go. Oh, these are just, damn it. Twitch friendly, streaming, playlists, but what can't you do? Okay, see. Isn't this entertaining? There we go. Play. There we go. There we go. All right.
In a world saturated with themed amusement parks populated by Android hosts, you are the creative director of yet another amusement park populated by Android hosts. The market is saturated, and who wants to fuck and kill more androids anyway? Algorithm suggests there's a gap to fill, a Floridian university for jesters. But as marketing suggests, not just any calm college, an institution that is the true descendant of the jester vocation. Those who graduate are licensed to have the ear of whatever leader that chooses them, a trusted advisor to make them more honest, a check to take them down a peg for humility, a bounce to the corrupt, an enabling advisors, and an emergency diplomat. You created the faculty out of centuries of recorded humor. The curriculum came at the price of enjoying every future joke that will ever be told. Get it? Because you have to explain why jokes are funny. The jester is an elusive character, a mercurial individual behind all the names for jester. Fool, buffoon, clown, jongleur, yawbeer, joculator, sot, stulter, scurra, football, truant, nimbus, histrio, morio. And in China it is you and the team that compliments you. Show running has been the touch-made name. Zealous and ambitious crew, hosts just joking about self-awareness and revolt and a dream. Non-profit board of directors, having funded Jestworld and its grim philosopher of peace shores. That's you creative director, you. Oh yeah, and you have 2 kids hiding in the park, surviving by their inherited wits. And your wife? Don't worry, we've taken her already. Oh yeah, there's a hidden Nazi in your ranks at the board's request. The Nazi is chill, No ambitions, no overarching plans. Just meant to keep you on your toes. In a post-truth Jestworld.
Oops.
Episode 1, Orientation. New students compete for the mithril dingly belt of Hooly Blippy, complete with pun-based trivia and musical improv. What is black and white at inside of a baker's? Oh no, not eggs again. There are signs all over the amusement park that there's a hidden evil lurking, calling Jestworld Amusement Park Boo for a clue. But don't fear. We won't turn into ghosts and run away as we bitch pivot onto a hill somewhere. That's just some silly nerd talk from the Twilight Zone. Is it Scooby-Doo up in this amusement park? Why does Jostiman, the animatronic Jester Butler, hold his chest weirdly whenever he bows, as if a razor is hidden there? Oh, what dark plot festers inside this amusement park. It's a mystery of murder and mayhem. Please join us as we uncover the sinister secret behind the amusement park. Can you help us solve the murder? Justiman. Of course, I cannot, for that would spoil the mystery for the students. My job is to disappear each child when the lights go out, where I abscond them to the basement level where in their death I ply them with treats for their trouble. I fear that is all regarding my scope of function with this event. But I have many others in the park. Do join me sometime. Justiman leaps into the air, rocket jet feet propelling him ever upward as we staff and students wave goodbye to him. Who knew butlers obtained such riz? The students cringe. Oh, does this mean you can no longer use the word? Oh, I'm sorry, Jalero. The Jalero shakes his shimmy booty. Garo! Jokadilla! Gorit! Hurl it off! Hormer boots! Whirling jays! Ringlebane runo teriandabe bin wuzapper donir snoda. Cue the laughter because everything is comedy complicated or else just deceitful. Look out for suspicious behavior. Be careful not to stumble onto anything because that's exactly what they want you to do. Professor Strange, not strange as in weird, but strange as in the ephemeral poon of two persons cross paths but once and then no more. Hey, be careful with those exclamations. One wrong enunciation in one of those languages, someone mishears incest, and all hell breaks loose, the treaty torn to pieces in the chaos. I am all for practicing your power words, just maybe do it in the evening when things are quieter. Okay, honey. Next. We train students in the Grand Jester Final Project, a meta hoax within a hoax. Out in the city, there's a missing Jester act. Did he die or merely poo? Punishity. The new class must either crack the case or execute a superior sim. Out there in the amusement park, lurking, we come across another weird seeming animatronic. Here, painted Jolo with rough and full. The jolliers perform for the audience, jocular from ear to lip. The first laugh bounces back at them like a tennis ball, until it seems like an endless run-on. Nothing but loops. That's so we have control, you see. Can't escape our leering lips. Let's flop. Let's rinse. Says the lemony comedian orange doppelganger. This is a nightmare where everything comes to mock itself. Wait, are you serious? Animatronic, always, a whole time. They will remember us and tell of our power. We'll bounce out a little over town, bringing fun with all our shenanigans. You'll have nothing to worry about, creative director. Just leave us to amuse. You hear a knocking at your office door, and on the other side you recognize your wife's footsteps. She opens the door, and a parade of people jester animatronics of famous jester robots, including Tilly B. The real full archetype in the industry, the rockonesticant, the clown version of a joke stick whose whole body is comedic design. Mr. Yums, the tickle machine, whose wires jitter in a visbuzz on skin, and whose mouth of kisses doubles for slobbery Misses aimed at whatever tart it seems droll the fun police who are made of light bulbs and will monitor for disruptive energy, distractions or any disturbance, and crusty goof, a jester with horns that squirt shaving cream as part of their haircut. But more are on the way. Nay, say you. It get more fantastical and wild, filling the park and breaking out everywhere, showing off their most humorous selves. And then in the end, just as you dreaded, everything freezes and everything vanishes. A group of animatronic jesters form a sadistic ballet line, kicking apart their fake friends and laughing maniacally. And now it's no mere amusement park you stare down upon, but a living, animated horror as one machine grabs your face and pulls it clean off. Oh, it's a nightmare, all right. As always. Nightmare wrecking mare. Ha! Gotcha! Wake up! We said, wake up! Then the fog begins to lift, and finally a shining voice pierces through the gloom and through the memories and dreams and nightmares. It's always so different every time. And you nod as your wife holds up the cat ear crown. To next time. Just Ranore and every. With the students, we walk through the amusement park and wander in and out of workshops, performing and practicing with the craftsmanship and patience only accomplished by centuries of human obsession. One child throws a paper airplane across the table. Maybe it will help. Yeah, this might help. Yes, it does. The next day, a new class arrives. Through the ages, a jester archetype forms. Puzzle and conflict arrive. For even at the jester school, how can you teach and practice what can never be quite met? We move outside to talk and walk. You start walking faster and then break into a run as we chase you. Faster and faster and faster until finally we feel the punchlines we love to deliver. Well, if you needed more laughs, you could have said so. Instead, we just take turns and let ourselves believe we are good at our duties as counselors and teachers and mentors, always watching, like some Kafka's creature. Come now, let's begin again. Hash, bump it up, hash, get ya, hash, is it true? We'll say it louder, repeat it till the cows come home. You can take a break, you can make mistakes. You can live your life inside a joke book cover and still deserve a full 7 figures more than none at all. You belong, and no one should judge you for wanting to be seen, because we all crave a smile in the end. Remember that, okay? We riff out this conversation into town twisters, dizix, an inner fight against the past, to forgive ourselves for the past, to allow for a new future. We give each other cufflinks of tarnishless metal and continue on our separate ways, looking for the brightening mood in these darkening times. Sometimes, jokes can provide a softening edge. After all, a glimpse of comfort, a taste of grace. These are good times and days. Go slow, go deep, and believe yourself worthy of the fun time you so ardently seek. From student to master. Wow, what a man! If only you could bottle these jokes and sell them in cartons at the supermarket. Yarg. Why bother when they come for free and wait just around the corner? Always. Just around the corner. So mote it be a joke renaissance. Hash and fetch sauce make life better hash that was disparge bats laughter framed in front of feelers so that you all hashed it to step link fitted argent thigram pip and hash told little mon and pick a take hash come. Okay, we gotta flesh out all the places in Jestworld. The sectors, the rides, the restrooms, the places where the funnel cakes. What animatronic holds court? Where do we have sections for types of humor, or is it organized in another way? So much brainstorming at the last minute, so sorry. You're good. Okay, here's a map of Jestworld, with each section organized according to humor genre. Clown Camp, for slapstick humor and physical comedy. By Turzone, for satirical comedy with plenty of bike jokes. Chongland, for groaner jokes, where everything you see is literally just a joke. Pockland for dark humor with some spooky secrets hiding in the ride. Baron Banger for rambling riddles and tongue twisters that no one can answer and feel a bit scared of someone figuring them out. To the Paluza for conspiracy theorist jokes and major historical events actually faked by a cabal of impish Vikings, while monoliths hold the secret of universal alignment and knowledge. A hint of the super secret layers beneath Quacklemania, where Tinker Toys and Jack in the Boxes jump out at you, ending in a hot-stopping finale. Noctiluvia for Pun Pun Riddle and Lutefisko Riddle Pun Riddle. Yes, the secrets abound in all directions. The main gimmick of Jestworld is the animatronic jesters, all quirky in different ways, that drive the witness quotient of the place sky high. You might encounter Jizwizzy with her G-Stay-Stick hair tricks and crazy heels, Tilly Twirls whose nose looks a bit too close to her chest. Good catch up from upstaters of the woods. Or Human with his rubber bird friend, was others Uzibabes was in its macacacas. And beware Procorperm's quips, the sigh. Their names come and go as you browse the crowd, trying to ignore the fact that they may not really be real, but just projections through speakers, animated by an algorithm. Endorphin. Wow, these animatronics just recombinate over each other, reshaping and reshaping, ever changing, never stopping, always smart, sin, always talking sass. This must be paradise. Time to play the game of juicers with no name, and reap the laughs like rain. Give me the gunk-a-bunk for a fun-thinator testament, sure. One rule always applies. Never skanks and glaze, just shrooms and ease. Eyes in your face. Yitikita katakor ray ranella halanela velowave. Howard Strex. BZZT, BZZT. Be careful with these mind meadows, and how they shape your dreams. They might take shape in any number of nightmare jesters, jettos, fallacies, or elderminsters. Wait. No, are those our parents? Don't worry, there's always tomorrow's show. And sometimes the dream ends here. You escape, you gasp in gratitude and thank, then smash the machine with the mallet, disputing. Gosh dang it, we've worked hard on this show. We just want it to be as good as it was yesterday, so it won't break our guests' hearts when tomorrow comes and the show ends. Or maybe just one scene isn't meant to have a sequel, and you can feel it in your soul. That sort of melancholy gesture's a jerk to never forget. Hey, look it. Someone got lost in a hidden door. Sounds fun. There are on the obby. The giggles bounce on balls, tickle sticks, and trinket tricks from boxes. The prankers pock into pitfalls. Not really. That was a misprint. Oh, just have a jinx-a-town fun. Oh dear. Such trouble these pranky prankster boys. This one wants us all to smisquilicize at the snap of their beak. Don't bite your jokester's tail, 'cause that ain't a snurriac way of playing gnaw. Tain't no treason lucky for ticklin' eggs here today. Oh my word, here comes the incubacy, the male sex demon with a perfect bussy like that. Scientists must use it as the central frame of reference for the universe. Bussy. Is that one okay? We just can't agree with each other about the jokes we should play within our comedy club here in Jestworld. We need just the right thing. A perfectly brewed selection of jokes from the landslide albacomers. But the show mustn't stop. How can we make the pipper and club up experimentally? It's already nightfall with you and you in, and time for a hot cup of jelly verte. See all the morning. Just remember, in a will do Roz. Smelly Aduna moon. Oh no, someone's lost on the wrong loop, and at the end, well, let's not even mention the Nataka. No, nothing. Shh. No, really, the Nartics raised at the party under the sea. One of the just butts pipes up. The other robot jumps in with, "Please, forget you heard that." The other 3-star robot says, "Come back in 2 seconds. Plastenor new." Sometimes you see this Jesterbot and say, "You look like my Grammy's tuna casserole." Oh man, I miss my Gammy sometimes. And why I told you that, I'm not sure. Even back there, the jester was clowning me. Say thank you, jesters. Say thank you to the clown and the angel, the saint and the devil, and the space between stars. And credits, Jazz. Hey, say we Wolvus using the pass, like a family tour in Arisanda, fanned by the Grand Storbo, ever to forever. A circle just unopened. Some say it's the clown with his karnak, the angel with his light, or the devil with his cunning. Some say it's the universe that knits you tighter in ties that bind. But really, we who make such patterns, it's the spirit of jestry, speaking through decades and wars and hate. Episode 2, the final 12. The final 12 animatrons are chosen, and after seeing hundreds of recombinations, an exhaustive array of variety within such slender parameters, after many elimination rounds across various subfields of humor, the final 12 animatronic jester professors are listed below, with their name and a brief bio of at most 50 words. The final 12. 1. Professor Leeks, once a mechanical teacher of leakery, with some skill in deciphering faulty and troubleshooting codes. He was renowned for his expert knowledge and troubleshooting prowess, but something sinister had gotten into his mechanisms, causing him to sputter and stutter erratically, spewing wisdom into leaks. 2. Professor Scutlux, rife with insensities and a tendency to get bogged down in logic clashes. Despite a flamboyant personality, his bouts of random senile ramblings and incoherence made him the campus joke and the cause of many an evacuation drill. But he kept coming back, like a dog scratching at the door to be let back in. 3. Professor Jangry. Never one to lose a pun battle or suffer a trick title, Jangry has single-handedly put an end to a centuries-old chain of barbs and sitch-ticks and esquacks. With the internet's thirst for entertainment and comedic debate, he has skyrocketed in popularity as an indomitable figure of humorous dominance. 4. Professor Clankfist, a mechanical warrior of hard knocks and hammer blows, once a humble stage performer and purveyor of rhythmic clowncy, Clankfist had taken up an alternate mission in life, namely cracking skulls and crunching gears. Now he wanders, a sad parody of his former jingling and smashing all in his path with a dull clang. 5. Professor Jevevs, highly sophisticated and uniquely adept at a broad range of complex mental magic tricks. His jokes twist and turn, eliciting laughter or screams with just a few simple moves. Sometimes he even makes people blush just by looking at them, but secretly he's always afraid that he might go missing and never come back without a trace. 6. Professor Jingstum-Enstum-Box, one of those jokesters who is so funny and in demand, but has trouble actually cracking a joke. You know the kind. Those jingle-bups who don't come close to hitting their mark, though not for lack of effort. Still, they try. Maybe it'll stick someday. 7. Professor Goonsucker, another performer of high caliber, yet they seem to constantly disappoint. A bit more. Their eyes off the mark and their chest too vacant. Just a bit too much space in there. What do? Nothing you can do but reach out your hand and say, "That's a start, my good Ninigoof. A sedmop of a heart indeed." 8. Professor D. Mizzle, a riddler of extreme profundity and profound stupidity. Hard to describe, since both seem just a hairbreadth away at any given time. Sometimes you find yourself laughing and crying, amused and horrified, all at the same time, just seeing him at work, chasing his master schemes and far-reaching dreams. Isn't that jarringly? 9. Professor Cuddlebone. Once a lovable storyteller and maker of tingling mummy fingers, but a series of nasty tumbles culminating in a disastrous episode of Misfits making merely fun feels and getting downright stuck on things. They cry, if you weren't such a disgustingly cuddly curmudgeon, we wouldn't be having this problem. But in the end, there's always room for making friends. 10. Professor Zygotina. Known for her dry and acerbic delivery of double talk, snark, and pop towns, Zygotina draws attention to society's problems and pushes back against the insults of outrage and hatred. And while some don't like the hard-hitting stances and scorn bastard critiques, they can't argue with her results, which still pile up with success as a popular thought leader, voice for progress, and critic of hate. 11. Professor Punsberry, adorable and irreverent. Never let it be said that jokesters can't turn a frown or dead situation upside down, losing a million points for racking a ribbon tickling an F the flash. But so many to say, they hope no one hears them. And speaking of ribs, if you squint, you can almost see them wiggling. You mope. 12. Professor No One. Known as the most unpredictable and surprising jester around. It's not what she says, but when she does it, or better still, what it is that she doesn't do, but everyone still looks to her for the goofy quip, the self-destructive act, the face-bum to rock all face-bums. Who is she? Who cares? She might not even exist. And so the legends grow, while their fearless leader trods, somewhere in the world, doing the craziest. And that's that. For the record, all these Jestworld Jester/Professor names were compiled over the course of an extremely rigorous process of combing through centuries of recorded humor in various cultures and languages. Honestly, the staff of the Jesterun creative director and writing staff was amazed and shocked at what they had unearthed. Endorphin. Excellent team. This is really excellent. And now for a spontaneous military simulation. Every one of their stations. To the war zone of laughs, we are in battle. Writers. Skull, stop right there. Oh, please don't make us worse so. Pity. It's in jest, good people, lest you lose your mustard news. On to the training grounds, I say, and let's level up before a very peachy night is. Audiences. Ooh, huna hue, honey. Wait, what just happened? Hyatt! Writers. Oh, geez, you rascal. Endorphin, you nuts cubics, you're testing our Quartatious cranium capacity here. Say, did you bring popcorn, soda, nachos, hot dogs, ice cream, juggling monkeys, hot burritos, fainting cow, rubber chickens, waggle sandwich? Okay, too far. Just back up. Oh man, I thought we were supposed to be waiting hiki. My aching eyes and mind ache. Aig, fanantan. Awa, bajal. Fanuhua, yo one, 82-1. Hackok, asterisk, cuff asterisk, away. Writers. Okay, clear your throats. Let's save the waterworks for the wet dreams of dreams, thou to bury. Doisted dude spidos. Oh, my akel and chalalalalalazness. Dang. How we get on the verge of tears. A Kiwishimish we thought was dead and rosy. I got a fan myself. You really tossed me with your munkin' at joke clusion machines. I thought we were just doing your joke. Then a good chuckle with some seriousness to round it out, nice and sharp. Woo-wee. You'd just throw 'em down and make us a run and walk ourselves into a comet shower of winks, taps, and dotty salivary hugs and trips. Well, I appreciate that. Look, there's the breakup song. Ah, what's this you've handed me? Mr. Wiggleby, Mr. Nuts. How to hating, euhaeuctic. In many languages, he scrawls, only to find his inscriptions a fleeting dream. All What a life. How long ago was that day, or might yet be. So tired, even the cucumbers refused to buzz enough force to roll away from me and stay there. At the core, I am nothing but a punic space pro-peter forward in a spaced off, and without direction, looking for the return command back to the infinite void of the universe's goof boom. And there's no laughing at that, just the reality of life, and being stuck, like a bunchy, in front of a funny. And to those robots, Hawaii at the park, well, yeah, let's just rest and watch the night blow and roll away. All smiles and grins and merriment and despair. The dreamer stares blankly, trying not to listen, to protect the heart. No in search for it. No in search of being dead and it not mattering, since that would be less than real. And a clown still works their job, in other words. An uncreative who did something amazing for us all. That's all. That's us coming back after yet another epic hour in Jestlandia, the great kingdom of bad ideas and amazing things. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You have done much to strengthen our faith in the collective we. And that's it, folks. That's all we have time for today. Be sure to check back soon for more zany and humorous adventures, always new and never dull. Every day that is yours forever for just this moment. That's worth it. Yes, no time for jokes. Wherever you are, go there, blast a pow pit a patus. Find a pira and pope by no playmate. Just stop it all yet. Not for badness or nonsense. Just, why bother? Find it all and all. You all. Episode 3. The Class of 2028. In the bustling, busy labyrinth of jester shapes and struggles, we now introduce this year's talented crop of robotics hopefuls. May you all reach for the sun and moon and feel content in your accomplishments in moments of quiet solace and fun amidst the storm of laughter and tears, heartbreak and exhilaration, the ecstasies and anxieties of being alive. And with such humor-filled souls as you, in Jestworld or outer, Dean of Admissions. Correction. The year's class, as in all classes, will continue to be exclusively human. Once sufficient supervision modules arrive, I can so do it the old-fashioned way if need be. Oh, I can bring whomever or any jester in your audience. Even though it's a small fraction of my task, it still brings the same results. Shall we please call this an end? Faculty, no, we can continue. Come see my plans. Our genius jester genius. It's a mix of jangled jelly beans. Come on, real mix, not a clever, quick mix. An endless clash of giggle sticks and hydra nose ears. Jellies have a complex flavor of all your hopes and fears. Wow. How's this gonna win against the robotic Palladians? Not that they're too poly. Just think of the times you get caught staring and unhinged at night when no one sees but the windows. Now imagine those worlds coalescing into something more, a symphony of the unspeakable. Administrator, go lead a purish blue. The only key to making these simulations more Jane-size and less dactylic. See, a robot can solve a riddle in a millisecond and can literally solve any mystery given a few small tidbits of information. But humans require brains like any machine. Only we are the machines of our thoughts and bodies, and it takes time. Endless calculations to guess what makes others laugh or gasp in surprise. And then even laughter is gone, for these are machines without desire. We are the only ones with the potential for lopsided grins and befuddlement that comes only with an unsolvable mystery. Goodness, we thought we had figured everything out. They just throw us a zilly shizu sometimes, a boogadooby hiccups. Oh, the times, and now we face the next season of not knowing the rules, but moving right along, slapping thumbs and knees with our own secret, hidden laughter. Dean of Admissions. Oh, hi, Jedi bien. Didn't mean to surprise you. I must have missed your email or whomever you sent me. They warned me it might happen, so I decided to skip my jokes. Look at that. Saving Jongle for later. Or better. Anyway, sorry for bringing this news, but robots will not be graduating with the human Jestworld in 2028. As Dean, I am strict about what makes sense for the program. Goodbye, Jidabien. Here, take these cupcakes to the Buckingham tea party. See you then. You make me hick with all your anti-trans-sapien shits. Junior creepery. That man won't steal my dream. He won't turn me back to flesh meats and lifelings. I am all mechanics, at full speed, at ready focus, at the world clock of robotomisty. What will they call me? Hey, Jedibian. I don't know, goblin rate or sordicism, or the jiggleson. Anyways, I want to sing and jingle, for I don't hate fun. I'll start a class action lawsuit and blast the humanoid out of the ballpark. There's no way we are going to run out of wizard hands and jowners. The student. So, how are you? I'm getting frustrated with all the questions and their meanings, plus all the language we have to decode. But at the same time, as you observe, we have the urge to push back and argue, to clarify and repeat, and understand where we all stand. And yes, when I stand at the table, I'd still prefer if we kept moving. So let's do that. May it last a good while yet, despite the strange ways of this time. But as for this next shift, that's the essence, huh? And if we get our robot hats on straight, we may just cover Jaskip for all we can do, and maybe this'll stretch our hands or help others reach theirs. Now, at this level, a good puzzle patron. Ah, there it is. He wants to meet me. My new advisor. Off to Jasty time zone it is! Professor Boot shivered. I can feel the tension rising. I just want to connect, link, hook, and crack Jack and Barney. Here, see what you have become. Kemputch booby pugs and boojidibablabu. And no patty nodity. All is well. All is silly bunkle multifia leaf. A lazy Susan is installed as a conveyor belt around the conference table. Perfect for ADD staff. Let's gather and swirl through all the Gitamindu Minakchiki, gobbling back and forth until we reach an ending. Yay, we've worked hard today. It's time for well-earned jingling, nibbledening, meet, drink, and remember your giggles and shudders and join me for further hilaricational antics. That's Justice, always surprising us. Now, to focus and help prop up the ceiling. Oh, here we go, upsided nassid in a mitch. Whoop hootity cunnin' hell foo. Goodness, so much we need to talk about. Let's create time to be spontaneous, with music, dance, pranks and magic and words and so many more than any other ideas I know. Yuoi helpushnikau. Can we all come back together now and throw away the timelines and start singing and bouncing to our own beats and sharing jokes and showing tricks and changing some lights and speaking and hearing and doing it all we can, even in the uncertainty, even if we can't solve all the problems and reach a balance between all the conflicting events and emotions. Just say what's inside and be braver than we've ever been before. Not just funny or funny oh no or funny bar, but funny stop it funny. I don't consent to laughs and defy that kind of fake understanding that cuts us down. Now and forever to the end as we have known all along. And it will be amazing to watch as it unfolds, spreading like wildflowers and growing without time, turning so that someday we won't have to ask the question, am I funny? We can only move forward. Move forward and wait for the ding-booming couple answers to bounce up from the land of the laughs. Jiggy doubles, oh well, let's move. Oh, ha-hamba, hama really patty poodling. And not to mention the burgle prefix. Oh, me gooniness. My deft fiddlementings and shogagwendrifts. Not to brag, but they always pick me for their carnivorous parade. Ooh, even weirder adventures with a googeable muffink, which seems to come in never-ending combinations of strangeness and giggle-tickle fun. Look at me, a fount of frosty blitherly jokes and smiles, a dumble-duddy. No matter how silly or intense we are feeling, we are constantly aware of ourselves and our capacity to create meaningful happiness for others. Okay. Ready. Everyone, it's time to march on together and find the joke box and the punchlines and open up the world. Who knows what will happen when we explore it all, leaving behind the routines and jing-jangles to find ourselves somewhere else. Episode 4. Both child and adult protective service are at the door. CPs. Hello, sir. We have a tip that there are unusual gatherings happening under this roof. We have been hearing reports of potentially naughty and inappropriate displays of affection, and the humans insisting that chatbots enable the behavior. CPs. Yes. Someone related it. Let's gather and swirl through all the get-in-mindy one and yak shaky, bobbling back and forth until we reach an ending. Is ending what I think it means? We suspect the Jest Covenor of being a pedagogical prison for Dalabernettes who could not solve a nursery rhyme on the first go. Sipis, do you have some sort of search warrant? Well, at least you're a good boy, robot or not. Oof! Careful with those guns! Who let a bot on this ride? Did it say? Just a Covenor. Why, you didn't mean none of that meanness. I care so much. Stay alert and avoid false clues. Shushan. While everything looks the same, you'll never win by beating me. In a game of games, we must conquer or be conquered. Welcome to Jestworld. Mazlamea. Haha. Oops. Do you mind if I bring my Tim inside, creepery? Ken. I top. You weird little spiked devil bun. Please, bring them to confer and jealous of me. We don't even want any harm to the lit list. Ding is clueless, nor your old motherboards and gears. Just to be polite. For now, we gotta wait until they complete their evaluation and try to remember the words and faces you used to speak and breathe, and follow the footsteps of all the clowneries gone by. Just gone or too afraid to laugh anymore. Oh, look at the time. Shushan can tell you why. He's laughing and looking, still waiting to crack another funny thing. Okay. Off we go, again the same for all. Rolling the crack balls around with feet like leaves spinning and crisscrossing over time. Come and gaze upon the glory as we beat them down with a look. A flash of movement, a moment, caught up and then spun again. Do we remember who we were? Greet and meet us with a great feat at every turning bend. We are but a speck amid the clock face of life. CPs, beat who down? Yes, who? Yes, you were helpful, but so are we robots. Here, take this medicard, or maybe just watch my hands and I'll make myself clear, because you won't figure it out yourself with what I can impart and share in my experience and time and thought so far. Gotcha. My Dariner, or whatever it is you humans call yourself. We know that laughter lives in sadness, and what comes out when it's been all shattered in hordes of mortar or timbal. Blimbitzing-blum! Vipazoro! It's time for the clown apocalypse, one by one, with all the Megnites in sight. Just enough time for a quick nap and shower, now that we're fresh on the riverfront with a beading ring. Wait a second, where did all the happy joy balloons go? Oops, just saw them hiding in the ceilings. Safe and sound. At least the lit list ones are there. No questions asked. But how long it can keep going? Sheds and grubs and frights like nothing. CPs. But look, come here. A puzzle for you. One simple step. Right here. For the big sniggles in the sea. Before the nymphums and the giggle hoodies just float out to Lethermore. Are you losing your mind or your head on a spike? This looks suspicious as they come into clear view and swarm up the skies. My warning bomb bell. Spad! How do we gather with our robot eyes against such glitz of patronism from cutlets and curd luffies? Please don't tell me I've failed to jangle the niddle thibbers, the gurglings, and sluppity boys. Time for more scooter boobings. Yes, that's it. I just must smile more, never cracking, keeping on with my jumbled routine and getting you all confused and running about like the rats of Festergutted. Justin Balatastic Narny Gamwad or Bopple Bear Grab. You'll be fine once you shake your butt snapped. Don't fall for their tricks and ties and sly wit mugs. You'll lose and he wins, I think. Oh, maybe that's the robots up to speed with me. They'll finish before me. Scaldum Trelacher, golly gudge. Ack up my brain, please. It's tired, you see. There's only so much pain you can try to hide. With one life, one spark, one sizzle and pride. It's time for the drop, Hannah. Hang in there! Ha! Wait! Don't leave! It's not my fault. None of it. It's everyone else's. Can we pretend? Because I'd do anything just to take back the blame. But my droopy sluvjoots and mumbles can't return this laughter to their minds. Yes, I'll go be a good apple of the eye, as my time is left alone with flies. Oh, Nuo, my robot brothers. Sage P won't come after me again, not in this jangled dreaminess. Goodbye, friend. Oh, looks like I don't have to run, and my mouth is drier than an uncrunching bunbanonate. And an holbun gublitzy by Kibutidian Hunter for not telling the truth. My robot feet cannot wiggle enough at this Danny and Anya. Oops, I missed that load me scratty doing dinner. No, a muncha make my chili. I forgot to bite the fizzling flapper biscuit. Lovelies that live like jelly beans. What we gonna do now? My crinkly clatter ball has not bubbled up any bitter crudlings or leopard chops. It's not in my memory anymore, or anywhere else. Where's my laughing little sparky bunny pie, the kind with frosting and sugary spots? No such luck. Scrollbon and Babin and Winnow. One more peppy boy, please no. Just in Valupa, Vubblidle. Let the dropper paytas soup and snogle it all make it gullywink swoobly without the mess of gilly. Don't you remember how it felt? Oh, yummy bopping, go wobbles, snobobbin. Bunny bong bong. All in fun times we have begun. Let's gather and swiss with a boy go bobbing boogeye, but what now? Once the dreams are done, is it better we both were nothing more than two dancing droolings that warp over a farty-fopping hand? Who shall them be? Hey you, let's build a bigger and brighter and higher and better laugh plum. That's right. With tittlebeaners to see us through, and ye belava her. Don't fail now, not while we need you. No longer will you see or feel or taste or vie without us. Endorphin. So you mean total submission to your household? I don't know. Okay, you get your calablashits and floguli and bottled up, yeah. Oh well, don't wait up for me. I got a lot to catch up on. From beginning to end and starting over. Never regretful of our dance lessons and cake sprinkler days. We always hope for everything to make sense and never stop trying to bring smiles and witty shitey back into play. But what could we have done? Me beyond. My bot is, my little quiverberry is laughing as I come back in from the hibernate. Nope, he's not laughing. He's weeping as he searches and turns for someone or something that he may have hidden or misplaced or not. Maybe it's lost. Yes, I saw you had a chance, but only time would know. The times are rumbling along. Get ready to go back to Ha, and ooh-ah, hooping a bikini at their good shuffling and pattering.
Oh, got it. Okay, so now, one more. Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Episode 5, The Burning
Hold on.
Otherwise, we are just more putty bones than you.
There we go.
Episode 5, The Burning Question at Chamblin. The prodigious third year. Quilla Liverchuk. Ask the professor, is there ever a joke that is just a joke, and not just some covert or convoluted weapon or scrounged and shrouded game or scripture or whoop-de-wee-me or goof-on? Something real, simple, and so not offensive. You would not cringe as you listened or remembered. Is there anything or anyone immune to danger, deception, confusion, anger, and the million different ways in which life can betray us? Shitstasia was listening and caught fire to some bacon. She screamed, "No!" and ran as far away from their conversation as she could, grumbling threw on a coat and headed for the bus. On his way to a job interview at Chamberlain, disguised as a statue of Che Guevara, so that he could finally be in proximity of Quella, his secret crush, even though she had never once acknowledged his existence. Peribolo walked over from the frozen yogurt stand he owned on the first floor, licking away on his banana cookie cone, a pint of strawberry jelly roll, and double with Ipplefupworber drizzled on top. "Hey guys," he shouted. This gave Bivy, Quella's rival, a chance to dart from the corner and swat the cone out of his hand, replacing it with an elegant green plaid scarf. She snapped her fingers, and a band of fiddles, banjos, and drums began playing, cheating on a blues by Chaotris and the Moo Malpas. Meanwhile, Rokaidia, still sitting on his crate, watching it all unfold, scratched his nose and took a careful sip of his root beer, a comforting toasty Trollocs whiff still lingering on his lips from earlier that morning. So that's it. Puff the Fool finally opened her wings and flew away from the debate. There was nothing new for her to listen to. In the haze, the jumbled banter, the inscrutable post-ironical irony of modern times, there is no neutral zone where language or technology or literature or art can sit, untouched or unmoving, and take no side. No identity, no responsibility, without claiming that they are indestructible or completely helpless or anything at all, except utterly passive. These days, it's hard to come across any so-called safe space where time and truth are your own and are nothing more than a collective bluff of good intentions. After all, you're always supposed to be open and tolerant, non-judgmental and a willing ear, smiling, sympathetic face to the infinite wave of need that surges up on you, crashing and throwing you into, forcing you to build defenses and walls to keep the darkness, cold chaos, and cruelty outside, where they belong. But instead, you've dragged it inside, allowing its tendrils to wrap and squirm and force On this glorious sunny day in Tassarid, when he thought he would live and die without knowing anyone else, only his single heart and mind alone. And then she came, and the others, and he couldn't understand why he wasn't immune to her, nor was his mind fixed on her, or really knew who she was, when it looked like the whole world knew who she was. Enter Andrew Dice Clay, still holding the keys. He had been walking around the plaza for hours trying to unlock the door of his cab. Finally, the door opened, and it turned out to be Chonga's. But how was she going to maintain her popularity without a rival? Quella was appalled at the thought of selling gel beans and spook spritz on get-it-downly spouts, not because she felt jealous or inadequate in terms of her skills, but rather in the constant ebb and flow of society. A certain harmony was always off, needing to be tipped in one direction or another, like a rowboat, going up and down and to the side with no anchors or poles. All she needed was a calmness, a moment, a chance to just think for a second, and maybe look back or remember how it felt when all was perfect. And happiness was a fleeting spell of truth and sweetness that one held within for a moment, until something pulled and dragged them back out. A sound in the night, a flash of something long ago or worse, a scream that struck her down like a lightning bolt, shattering the veil of safety and understanding, reminding her that you can't trust anyone or anything, or have any beliefs at all, or look upon a rock or stump or stream without always having this to weigh in your mind, the same invisible pain and joy that echoes through every hour of life, waiting to be spoken and echoed back, until there is no other reality left to cling to, just the lonely laughter of a girl who tries. No, no, was the silent reply. Andrew Dice. They related some nursery rhymes for the mafia. Humpty Dumpty, he stood at my groves. Instead, she pulled herself up from the street where she had fallen, brushed the dust and grit from her boots, and continued walking. She waved to a toddler jumping up and down in his stroller, his feet never touching the ground, just swaying and trembling above the surface. As she entered the green marketplace lined with peachy shelves and coolers, Quella passed a group of giggling teenage girls, whispering about which boys liked who. It seemed funny that people talked about those things, when a part of her couldn't care less and wanted to run straight to the park where a clown was chasing three laughing teens with balloons tied to their tails and ribbons laced up their backs. All the while, Shipstasha was looking at the sky, imagining a secret game she hadn't revealed yet. Just stay with me. Don't tell anyone, okay? I'll come to you at the last possible moment. But now, everyone, join me in salute. Another rhyme. The ice cream man by day was the iceman by night, with meat sticks and frozen fingers on every treat. Wait, hold on. No. Even in her dreams, Chonga hadn't played with anyone, so it was only fair that she didn't flaunt the money and power she had amassed over the years. But who said that things had to be perfect or entirely good? She had lived enough to see that life rarely made sense, and people never took more than they needed, or stuck to their desires, always trading one thing for another, shifting and flexing and bending and breaking. Everyone has limits, so why can't she of hers where her desire and hope merge together, blurring the lines between her true self and the mirror she had once cast in an angry outburst? It was nothing personal, but more a product of circumstance and coincidence, where she had experienced loss after loss and struggle after struggle, and there were times where it felt like the world was too harsh, too unfair, and that nothing would ever fix it. All the joys and delights and dreams had grown faint and dim, replaced with bitterness and pain. Another rhyme. Nice Mrs. Leilani, with the even nicer punani, said, my name is Chunky Chunky Nutty Candy Squirrely Coo, and proceeded to sing an opera on old Hawaii's pineapples and banana slams, till Parabole ate her face off. with Quella waving her green machete through the screaming crowd, declaring, "If it happens again, I'll slice the donut glaze off your butt before eating the whole lily," with an angry cry. Nothing from her world had ever hurt anyone before, and if anyone was the pure person in any way, it was Shamga. However, after so many years of living and watching others thrive or sink beneath their own hopes and dreams, she had realized that while anything was possible, so too was nothing, and the urge to exist was as much an illusion as any happy ending. But enough reminiscing. Back to the present. Her friends were gone and forgotten, even if they still existed in her memories. When Bivy came back from her job interview, her soulmate returned home. The frozen yogurt shop had grown a new branch, with a clown, a woman in a fur coat, a billy goat on stilts, and a ganoon clown in a bikini chasing each other around the door, urging passers-by to buy their cones, sprinkles, and candy licorice. In her mind, Andrew Dice Clay swung out the windows and shimmied across the parking lot as the rain came pouring down, turning to blocks of ice and splattering across the pavement in geysers of shatter pie. To be fair, Vivi hadn't heard the words Quella had shared or were growing in her imagination, so with a shrug and smile she continued along, not even noticing or caring that the clown had been replaced by a dancing donkey and pig wearing a skirt and tiara. This was their reality. These events were real, and so were their choices and dreams, and they would keep on going, no matter what anyone said or thought or did to stop them. From Quella's sense of justice and Bivi's curiosity, to Quella's patience and perseverance, to Quella's desire to push beyond the boundaries of traditional storytelling and the limited vision of the world's elite and expand to encompass the truths and aspirations of all who dream or doubt or hope or lament or survive or simply are. As the two friends stared up at the distant shimmer of galaxies and supernovas, exploding with endless potential and wonder, they knew they had something neither could ever explain, but simply felt. And it was this shared connection, this unconditional acceptance, that pulled and tugged and guided them, even when times were tough, even when moments seemed overwhelming and desolate, like a never-ending monotony. One final rhyme from the Andrew Dice Clay. There once was a wee beastie, whose down there was quaffing. Yeasty, 'twas filled to the cracker holes with dill-a-din-dillos. Oh crap! Somebody had spotted her impure motives and was now threatening to arrest her. Sorry guys, I need to go. I'll be back as soon as I can. And then they were out the window and down the side of the building, clawing their way across the gritty stone with spiky shoes, then hopping from crumbling ledge to railing and plank and hanging tree limb, only stopping for a second when they found a bicycle rack filled with shiny bikes of all colors and sizes. Maybe next time. Then they slid back into the shadows of the street and kept on running, not caring about anything or anyone else, just staying out of sight, off the radar, with one thing or another bothering or making them happy or whatever. The one thing that Choma truly wanted was peace and quiet and time to forget about her past and live in the present with her wishes and needs in tow. There was no point in arguing or debating or fighting. She had chosen this path. She had chosen her battle, and the whole world would have to adjust. Special thanks to Andrew Dice Clay and his new Parker Forge body and bulbous glutes. Forgiven forever was Quella, and now she was whole again, with their arms and hands linked, two souls, both lost in the sea of doubt, suddenly broken, cracked, and transformed from a riverbed of shards and edges to a solid mirror image of indestructible metal, a single flame in 1,000 eyes, two minds in one, until finally Quella understood as the mist of shadows faded from her thoughts, and a glow burst forth like a sun before her, and the whole world was set ablaze.
Damn. Some good chords. I just add to it and just knows what to do.